We are now looking at the end section of the game, the last several hints, not the final end. The Eye of Horus is illustrated in the inventory. It is the Eye of Ender, and it shows up in the hint 6 area, Crescent Lake, where hint 6 is located. Crescent Lake, not Crescent Sea. Deep below the surface, where we have to extract and find the Eye of Horus. I have suited up in the armor from the previous video: helmet of Sobek, necklace of Khepri, leggings of Nepti, menhit of Bat, in order to go down below into Crescent Lake, especially for those who would need to have this armor on in survival mode. I have teleported to Crescent Lake. You can see the green locator on the map. I will use night vision, and notice with night vision, even though it's daylight, how you can see much more clearly down into the water. I am going to teleport rather than break the glass. In survival, you would have to do it differently. As I have said in previous videos, there are 4 levels of chambers. I have disabled and destroyed some of the spawners of hostile mobs. In survival mode, you would have lots of snakes and other creatures around, probably scorpions, and here is the Eye of Horus. So you can see that each chamber is somewhat of a square room with at least one chest on every wall. I have added a block of grass and a daisy so that I know that the daisies, sunflower, that the sunflowers faced east. So with the sunflower facing east, I am looking north. Simply teleport back to my showcase area. Let's go to the locator maps, which for some reason have discolored blue water. And showcase area is way over to the northwest. The Crescent Lake is toward the northeast, not quite on the outskirts, but pretty much to the far northeast, and pretty much a straight line across the way from where we are now in the showcase area. So now we have, I think, just about everything we need to move on to the next level. Time to change armor again. Get out of the Sobek chain armor and get into the diamond armor that we have collected, or will collect. As is the Ankh of Life, the Eye of Horus, and the Ankh of Life need to be in our inventory. So the thing to do now, after retrieving the Eye of Horus, is just to save it for later. You'll need it for later, not immediately. And hit In hint 6.5, we are directed to Anubis 1, where an important gem is, and I think the intent in survival is to create a diamond pickaxe from various materials in survival mode. However, even in survival, there are red X's in both Anubis statues. The Anubis statues, there are parts of the Anubis statues made of obsidian, so that would require something heavy duty to break through in survival mode if you go through the obsidian. But if you go through the red X, it's a lot easier. I have teleported to Anubis 1. If you watch the coordinates, you will see where I am. And on the top of the head of Anubis 1, there was a red X. I have cut through the center of it and come to the chest. And in this chest, probably the most valuable gem consists of diamonds. There are wood planks. So in survival mode and crafting, there is probably a way to create some type of pickaxe that will be needed to complete hint 6.5. Build an axe. Oh, not a pickaxe. Build an axe to pick apart the heart of the Anubis twin, and then, my friend, you'll find the helm to help you at the Duat end. The helm is not the helm of a ship. The helm is an abbreviation for helmet. Duat is the end, such as like the end in ordinary Minecraft. In the story, it's supposed to be the afterlife, like an Egyptian afterlife. You can be sure I am not happy with this. My game was set to the maximum simulation distance, and Minecraft has taken the liberty to set this back to 10 chunks, which has poor visibility, and I am not happy with it. So I will have to get out and see if I can get my good visibility back. I am back at the maximum of 12 chunks. I am very disgusted because I have spent time on the previous videos in this Surface Pro, and when I switched from the Lenovo to the Surface Pro, Minecraft played a dirty trick on me and switched my simulation distance, and therefore my previous videos, recent videos of today, are probably less than good quality due to this poor rendering. Enough. I am now facing north, looking at Anubis 2. The rendering is still not great. This rendering is horrible. Maybe it's the Surface Pro. I don't know. Not good. Gets a little bit better as time goes by. Shame on you, Microsoft. Shame on you, Mojang. Shame on everybody that's connected with this. Okay, so here's Anubis, and after the previous Anubis, we are to come here and pierce his heart with a diamond pickaxe. No, a diamond axe. There's lots of obsidian in this guy, but the only thing in this guy that is really of interest is the red X in the back of this guy. So I guess you're supposed to, if you're smart, go through his heart and the red X in the back. And here you have him. And here you have the last set of diamond armor that will be needed for the rest of the game through the end. You can get by without it in creative, certainly. Those of you in survival, this would probably be extremely helpful. And here is where, notice these enchanted boots, how the toes of the enchanted boots are a little bit more purplish than pinkish than in the previous enchanted boots. So we have Helmet of Anubis, Protection 4, Necklace of Set, Protection 4, a Moon's Leggings, Protection 4, Feet Coverings of Taweret, Feather Falling 4, and Protection 4. I will say that one thing confusing in the hints and the lore is that it sounds like we are supposed to encounter a princess, a commoner, and the father of the princess, a dead pharaoh that is deep underground. These characters never actually show up, so I think that is another point of confusion with the writing of the hints that does not quite hang together as to why people who have made previous videos are confused as to what to do. However, they haven't even gotten to that point in the published videos yet that I have seen. So there's something in the storyline that is somewhat confusing as to what are we supposed to do with some of these things. If you don't take it too seriously and too deeply, just take it at surface value, it's kind of like a little interesting part to add color or interest to the storyline, but don't take it too seriously like you're really going to meet some of these people. Then I think you'll be just fine. Okay, so we maybe would have needed the pickaxe. Sorry, I mean axe. If we tried to cut through this mummy, this Anubis. But if you know where the red X's are, you can get by without it. I'm not pleased with this rendering on a Surface Pro. I am now back in my showcase area. There is one more enchanted item that will be needed, and you will find this in the hints. Actually, in the 10th hint, which is not called 10, it is called the end. And that is Pickaxe of Ptah, Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 5. And that will be found at -210, 48, 528, and we will go there. I am now in the area of the Cave of Plunder. I am in the very much of a southwestern edge of the intended world. The sun is to the east because it is daytime. Over to the farther east you can see the Pretty Good Pyramid. You can see the first Anubis. You can see the waterway. And I have created a sea lantern column down to the Cave of Plunder. And you can see the locator for this entry point, the green locator, which is on the southwestern border of the intended world. And we'll have a little ways to go into here. There are some nice items in the chest along the way. I have added torches, orbs. I don't think I've demonstrated the orbs before. Most of the orbs, which are arrows in chest, which are distributed throughout this world, are arrows, and I haven't noticed them to be enchanted arrows. I have added a few arrows of my own along the way in previous sessions to include instant damage to the various mobs, hostile mobs, to which one becomes encountered. Okay, here is the one I am looking for, -210, 48, 52A. There is a scroll, which is the final hint, the end, and the pickaxe of Ptah, enchanted with Fortune 3 and Unbreaking 3 and Efficiency 5. And here it is. If you do go through the Duat and get to the end of the game, like the end in Minecraft, in normal Minecraft, and you meet the Ender Dragon, this pickaxe of Ptah can come in very handy to defeat the dragon, especially if you are in the other protective armor, and especially if you can situate yourself close to where the dragon comes in for a landing and just whack away at the dragon as he comes in for the landing and just as he takes off from the landing. That's about the quickest way to get out of the end so that you can finish with the game. The end is not pretty. These wonderful worlds with all the designs and different blocks are so much more intriguing and nicer to look at. I am teleporting back to my showcase area. I am now geared up in armor, the diamond armor, with the helmet of Anubis, the necklace of Set, Amun's leggings, the feet cloths of Taweret. I am holding the Eye of Horus in my hand because that is the next thing I will need, and I did not find a way to hold the Eye of Horus and the enchanted pickaxe of Ptah in the oh, there's one. Okay, so it looks like it has to be either one or the other. I was not able to get both hands holding these artifacts. There is a phoenix flying around. There are actually multiple versions of this, or multiple incidents of this. The phoenix is a bat. I have returned to the Duat, to the Draco Pyramid, where the Duat portal is. I am looking north. The sun is to my east because it's daytime. A little bazaar is over to my right towards the east. The Anubis 2 is over to the west, and my showcase world is not quite visible. Shame on Microsoft. Shame on Microsoft for not making a Surface Pro with more high quality graphics. I guess it's a budget thing, but I'm not happy with it. This visibility was much better in my 4-year-old Lenovo ThinkPad. That is certainly a fact. So here we are at the Draco Pyramid, and ahead is only the Eye of Horus can open the way to the Duat. So I have the Eye of Horus here. Let's look at it before I put the iris heart in one of those frame blocks. Looks like just plain lava below it this time. Wow, instant change. So those of you that are familiar with Minecraft, you will know when we go through here, you will be at the end. And once you get to the end, it's very hard to get back to here without killing the dragon and going through that whole sequence of events. It may be possible to build another portal to get back. I don't know. I did not try that because the end is just not that interesting to me. Once I get to the end, it's so ugly, I just can't wait to get out. But anyway, it is fun to watch the dragon, and it is a challenge to do the task associated with defeating the dragon at the end. So before I go through the portal, I would switch to the pickaxe, and let me switch perspective here so we can see how the armor looks. So now I am suited up with all this enhanced diamond armor and the pickaxe of Ptah, and ready to go down there. The trident, the crescent, and the arrows may also come in handy for shooting the whatever it is on top of the columns that surround the dragon, that provide the source of energy for the dragon. So all of those tools might also come in handy for that purpose. I will stop this video now. There are some other elements in the showcase area, such as mobs and what they are derived from in basic Minecraft, and that may be a subject of future videos. There is one more important item to have on hand, and that is the ankle. And that's all.